Hello and welcome to our second ear tour video. Thank you guys for being so patient with me. I know some of you were waiting for this one for a little bit of time, but today is the day. So today's video is going to be pretty similar to the very first ear tour video, which I'll put a link in the corner for you and also a link in the description down below if you want to check that out. And it will be broken up by shop. So you'll see maybe a few ears from the same shop and then we'll move on to the next shop. And this is just so that you guys can see the quality kind of consistently through a couple of pairs of ears and give you a better idea of how that shop makes the ears. So the first pair of ears that we're going to look at today is from the Disney Darling shop. These are the black and white Mickey and Minnie ears. So the first thing I want to show you with this pair of ears specifically is how thin they are. They are so incredibly light. I wish that I could show you how light they are, but they're super duper light, so they're very comfortable to wear. I love the black and white design. They are on just a thin metal band, and the bow is made of sort of like a meshy sort of fabric, and there's some glitter in there as well. But I love all of the stitching. I love that they're in black and white. They're just really different. And the next set of ears from the Disney Darling shop is definitely one of my favorite pairs of ears. I love that these are sort of modeled after the Sleeping Beauty, like make it pink, make it blue moment in that movie. And I think they're really beautiful. And these are crafted in the same way as the black and white Mickey and Minnie ears, where they are pretty thin and they're very light. And I just really like that the pink has a touch of the blue and that the blue has a touch of the pink. And of course the bow is both blue and pink, but they're just really comfortable and really light and really pretty. And the last pair from the Disney Darling shop is the splatter paint pair of ears. And I thought these were really fun because they're very like 80s, like early 90s. So, and that's when I was a kid. So I really enjoy the look of these. And again, these ears are made in the same fashion as the other ears, where they are very light, very thin on this thin metal band. You can see all of the exposed stitching. I love that the bow has the kind of mesh sort of hot pink underlay, so it just kind of gives it a more bright look. But these are really fun, very retro, very 80s. And honestly, I feel like these would be a great pair to wear to the International Festival of the Arts at Epcot, because they kind of have that splatter paint look in all of their marketing. Yeah, I really like these. This next pair is from a shop called Ears to the Kingdom, and these are like the classic sort of mini ears. They do have the classic red and white polka dot bow, very Minnie-esque. And here's a closer look at the ears. These are super thick, so they're a lot thicker than the last pair that we looked at, which gives them a different look from a lot of the ears that I own. So that's pretty fun. I will say, however, that they are very top heavy. So this specific pair, you would definitely have to take these off if you get on a ride, because they may come off on the ride. But there's a closer look at that classic mini bow. The next pair of Ears to the Kingdom ears are these fun kind of multicolored polka dot ears. They do remind me a bit of Halloween with the coloring. And we are kind of in the Halloween season now, so that's perfect. So they do have some white, purple, green, and orangey red polka dots. Some of the polka dots do have some glitter overlaid on them, which is fun. This is a sequined sort of lime greenish bow. Here's a look at the back. And again, these are much thicker ears, so they are a little more top heavy. So this specific style you may have to take off when you do get on a ride. And the last pair from Ears to the Kingdom are these white sparkly ears. And if you look closely, they do have a snowflake pattern on the fabric, and they are covered in glitter. So these are definitely supposed to be more of a winter theme. They do have the sequined red bow. And again, these are the really thick ears, and that design does carry over to the actual band. But there you go. Christmas is starting now. And the next shop we'll be talking about is KC Ears. These are their plaid Christmas ears. So the first thing I noticed about this specific pair is that the bow is really squishy. It's like a big squishy bow. And the ears are also very squishy. And they've got the kind of tinsel sort of garland wrapped around the bow and the ears. With a little bit of red sequins there. And I do love this sort of plaid pattern. Just very Christmassy. And the next pair from KC Ears is also Christmas themed. And spoiler alert, the third pair from KC Ears is also Christmas themed. So if you were wondering when Christmas is starting, it's literally starting right now. But I thought these were really fun because they're not a traditional shape. So that's pretty cool. One side of the ears is actually Santa's toy bag. And there's a little look at, this would be kind of like Santa's shirt, sort of like the top of his jacket. And then there's a black kind of velvety bow with that sort of gold roping, and it's got the red sequins on the bottom there. But I just thought these were really cool because they're just so creative. You don't usually see the ears in other shapes, so very, very fun. And the last pair from KC Ears is, like I said, another Christmas pair. And these are fun too because they almost look like Christmas baubles, like you would put on your tree. So here's a closer look at those. And it's got this almost like a lacy sort of sequined fabric, which is different. And then the little Christmas lights on the actual bow, I thought that was a really nice touch. And of course the beaded outline, very Christmassy. You will be all set for Christmas with these. And this next pair is from a shop called EndEARing ARTifacts, and these are the Halloween mustache ears. Here's a closer look at the ears, and I have to say that fabric is really fun. I didn't really notice that it had the sort of like Rocky Horror kind of mouth on it, and I love that. I love that they added the mustache on top of the bow. That's a fun touch. And then it does have kind of like the little outline around the ears there with a little polka dot detail on the back. But these are very fun, and I love orange, so happy Halloween. And the next pair from the EndEARing ARTifacts shop is this Dumbo pair. They're so cute. I really, really like these. Here's a closer look, but I just thought these were so fun. I love how plush they are. I like this kind of stitching here. I do really like that they kind of added the beadwork. It has the hat with the little feather. They added the yellow detail to the red bow. The band is ribbon wrapped, and then it has a piece of felt on the inside. But they're so like plushy and cute. And they're pretty light for like, they don't look like they'd be light, but they are. So those are the Dumbo ears. And the next pair is from WisheryEarMakers, and these are the Marie themed ears. So of course you've got the ears in the Marie fabric with the metallic pink bow, which is very cute. And then it does have the little silver detail in the middle with a sort of magenta band. It does have felt on the inside, give it a little bit more comfort. And these are kind of like a more plushy style of ear. Have to love that Marie fabric though, so cute. And this next pair is also from WisheryEarMakers. This is kind of like, I would say maybe Animal Kingdom themed ears. Maybe it's themed after the Kilimanjaro safaris. I don't know, I'm just kind of making that up, so if I'm wrong, I'm really sorry. But it does have a green polka dot sort of bow there in the middle with a little cute elephant decal. And these are, again, plushy kind of ears with different animals on there, zebras, giraffes, an elephant. And of course, these are also gonna have that felt lining on the inside. It definitely makes them a little bit more comfortable. And these are pretty light as well. And this pair of ears is from the Magical Meg Shop. And this is a mustached themed set of ears. These ears definitely have a thicker kind of look to the actual ear there. And the bow is more of like a minimalist bow, and they are on a black band. And they are very light. They look like they wouldn't be light, but they're pretty light in weight. The next pair from the Magical Meg Shop is Food and Wine Festival inspired, which is exciting because that is coming up. So here we have our kind of more puffy ears with the wine and grape fabric on there. We do have the more minimalist bow again with that sort of mesh fabric, and there's a little gem on the inside. Here's a look at the back. It's on a black band. And again, these are really light. And then it just has different sort of wines listed on the fabric as well. The next pair is from the ModernMouseBoutique, and these are one of my absolute favorite pairs of ears. I wear them a lot because I love Marie, and there's not a lot of Marie representation at like the Disney parks as far as the ears go, at least at Disney World. So I really, really love these ears. Here's a closer look, but they are kind of like a puffy sort of cat ear. They do have this little felt inlay here. The bow is felt as well, and then it has the little poof, the little hair poof at the top. I do like that they left the teeth exposed on the headband because that does make these a little bit more secure, especially when you're on rides or something like that at the parks. Just want to make sure they're not going to fall off, and the teeth definitely help. But there is a closer look at the Marie ears. Absolutely love them. And this Walt Disney inspired pair of ears is from Les Ears 714. I'm not actually sure if it's pronounced lay ears or lee ears. So all of the ear shops that I'm talking about today are listed in the description down below. So make sure you check it out. But these are the Walt Disney inspired ears from lay ears or lee ears. Oh, so on one ear we have young Walt, and then we have an older version of Walt here in front of the Disneyland castle. And in the center, there's this fun little button that just says it all started with a mouse, and it has a black bow on a black band. These are poofy kind of ears, but they're a little bit thinner. And these, again, these are super light. So there's another little look at Walt. Very cool. And this next pair from Les Ears or Elite Ears is the Maleficent kind of like Starbucks mashup ears. So these are pretty fun. It says Maleficent's Dark Roast with a green kind of satiny bow there on a black band. And again, these are sort of like that poofy style of ear. Here is a look at the back. Just a cool mashup idea though. This next one is actually a bow, and it is from Magical Ribbons. And this was the first bow that I was ever sent. So I always thought this was such a really cool idea and really creative. It's a park map bow. So it's actually, I think it must have some sort of coating on it, but it's made out of a map. Really cool. I love this one. And this next pair is again from Magical Ribbons, but this time she sent me a pair of ears, and I don't think she made these ears. I think this was purchased to put the interchangeable bow on. So basically she makes the bows so that you can interchange with the band. So basically the bows can be worn either just in the hair, or you can actually attach them to one of these interchangeable bands. And I think it's a really good idea. And this is the Haunted Mansion wallpaper bow. And the very last pair of ears that we'll be showing in this video is this pair, again from Magical Ribbons. This is the Christmas themed pair, and they are just covered with poinsettias and glitter and silver and red and green and glitter, so much glitter. But here's a look at the back as well. So it's lots of foliage on the back, and I think that's just to kind of cover some of the design elements of the bow. And also the ears are wire ears, but they are wrapped in like a lace, which is different. It definitely is a more intricate pair of Christmas ears. So there you have it. That was part 2 of my ear collection tour. And I was thinking, and let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, but I was thinking I would put up the rest of the parts on my personal channel. What do you guys think? I think there's probably going to be 2 or 3 more parts to this series, and I don't know, it was just something I was thinking about. So let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. But there will definitely be a full collection tour. So the other parts will be out in the future. I don't have a plan of when exactly they'll be out, but they will be out. So thank you guys for joining me today in this part 2 of my ear collection tour. And we will see you guys tomorrow with a new video. And now it's time to pay the price.